How is being an Italian high school student? To understand this, we need to focus more on some main points. How the system education works, teachers and students, school environment, break time for festivals, and study sessions and homework. As you know, every school is different, so I will do an average model for Italian school. How does system education work? In Italy, we don't pay for the school except for the university. Primary school that starts from 0 to 6 years old. This school is not an obligation though. We have two types of this school. The first one, the pre-primary school, starts from 3 months to 36 months, and the real primary school from 3 years old to 6 years old. Generally, the parents decide to skip the first one, just choose 3 to 6 years. After that, there's the first cycle education that lasts 8 years. The elementary school with 5 years, from 6 years old to 11 years old. The first secondary school with 3 years, from 11 to 14. And the second secondary school or high school from 14 to 19 years old, with a duration with 5 years. There are different types of high school. You can choose a Liceo, a technical institute, a professional institute. The difference between them is that in a Liceo you can't work after your 5 years of high school, and you need to keep your study sessions with a university. Then I talk about the school after this point. Typically in a Liceo there are more homework and the teachers are more serious. You can choose a classic Liceo, a science Liceo, language Liceo, artistic Liceo, and musical Liceo. We also have some important schools. In a technical institute you can start to work even after 5 years, so you are not obligated to attempt the university. There should be also less homework than Liceo. At the third year you have also some job experiences but without a salary. They will form you to become the job that you will choose after. We have 120 hours to attempt in 3 years. You can choose a touristic technical institute, the mine, an economic institute, cyber institute, chemistry, graphic designer, and a lot of them. In a professional institute, the homework should be really less than the other institute. You can start to work even after 5 years, and since the first one, you will have a lot of job experiences that will form you to become the job that you will choose after. If you wanna become a chef, you will choose the hospitality institute, or if you wanna become the best farmer in this world, choose the agriculture school. Other types of professional institutes are not so common. In general, Italian students choose this because they don't know what to do, or they don't wanna have a lot of homeworks, but also because they wanna become farmers or chef or other jobs like this. And at the end of the 5th year, we have the exam. If you will fail it, you will have to repeat the year, or if you don't have good mark at the end of 1 year, you will have to repeat it. I'm in a 3rd year of high school, and if I don't have good marks and the last month of this school, September, I will stay again in the 3rd year. And at the end, we have a university. Pay for it generally 1000 euro every year without count money for books, equipment, rent house, etc. and other some personal needs. In North Italy, the price of university fees are higher than South Italy. We have some famous universities like Bocconi and Federico II in Naples, with students from every part of this world, from Ukraine to America. In Italy, the school is an obligation until you're 16 years old. After, if you're not a major, you can quit the school only with the consent of your parent or your tutors. This is the right for minors, students, and majors. Okay, this is an overall information of the system educator school. Now let's talk about how the school is inside. Teachers and students. Teachers are generally old people with 50 or 60 years old. In the last years, it's more common to find teachers with 40 or 30 years old too. For example, in my school, the 20% of teachers are younger. And this is because it's more difficult in Italy to find a job if you are young. Teachers are serious or no, it depends by the person. Generally, they are good people, and they have also a good relation with students. They will not be cold with you, and if you have some problems in your family or outside the school, they will help you. But I just wanna repeat that not every teacher is so, of course. Italian students are not so prosperous with the study, except for someone, of course. I have the idea that I wanna be the best at school, but I wanna pass every single year to not miss them. And this is also the idea of average student in Italy, because student that doesn't want to study and we don't know why they go to school still, the average student like me, and students that study every single day to be the best. The most common, of course, is a student like me. School environment. In this point, I will describe how are them inside. Do you know the famous American high school with a lot of spaces, with lockers for each students, a lot of courses and activities? Forget all of these things, because in Italy we don't have it. We have the building with the rooms for each class. Inside it we have chairs and desks and the IWB and the IWB. In Italy we say limb. Class has 20 or 30 students, and hallways are just with vending machines. Only teachers may have lockers for books and personal stuff. There are also bathrooms, of course, but almost all the time with cigarettes and draws into it. They are not hygienic, so there's no soap, no papers, and nothing to clean. You can just pee, wash your hands with water, and that's all. Finish. If you need paper, you will ask it for your classmates, but the school janitors may have them for you. They are always funny and good people. They will be like your friends and your new grandparents. And that's because, again, if you're young in Italy, forget to find a job. Except for someone, of course. We have some courses sometimes to attempt and some activities. Not like in America, but we have something. This year, I'm into a certification course of English level. And don't forget that if you didn't choose a Liceo, you have also the work experiences at school and outside. Break time festivals. Now let's talk about something of happy. Maybe this is the best part of school in Italy. The main ones are in Christmas that lasts from 22 December to 7 January. The holiday that lasts from 7 June to 11 September. Of course, we have also other days off on the year for political reasons and festival religious. Also the Workers' Day, the Women's Rights Day, and a lot of them. Don't forget also the famous Italian Carnival or Easter holidays. But the difference between America and Italy is that we don't celebrate Halloween. In fact, here the schools are just closed in 31 October and in 1st November. For the people died's day. And generally Italian people of course in this day go to the cemetery. Study sessions and homework. The study sessions into an Italian school are not with tests every day with 3 possible answers like into an American movie. Almost every day the teacher asks to the classmates to explain the last lesson that you should have already studied like homework. If you will explain everything by your voice to the classmates and teacher, they will ask you some questions. If you will say everything correctly, you will get a good mark. If you can't answer and you know nothing, you will get a bad mark. Also they are not from A, B, C, D to F, but they are from 0 to 10. A good mark is between 6 to 10, and a bad mark is below the 5. And like me, and for a lot of students, it's enough to get a 6 or 7. We have 5 or 6 written tests every single year per subject, and a 3 or 4 voice test. Homework you will take 3 or 4 hours every single day except for Sunday, because we go to school from Monday to Saturday. But I just do my homework only when I have a test. In this way, I have more time for myself, YouTube and gym stuff. But my friends start to study every single day, and me, I just study 2 or 3 times every month. I'm sorry, I'm more lucky. If you wanna know more about school or other Italian topics, please write it in a comment. And don't miss this video here about 5 pros and cons to live in Italy. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Kryssi, I help young men with self-grow and I do productive videos. And also about Italy sometimes. With this, I will say you. Ciao ciao, ci vediamo belli. Mwah.
To sleep too.